Hello, so in my last video I released the newest set of levels I made for Repton, so I'm going to let people have a play at those before showing my solutions or showing how I made them or anything like that. So you've probably been able to tell I've been keeping content going up on my YouTube channel more frequently these days, and I'm going to try and hopefully keep that up. So this video here is kind of like a filler between releasing levels and showing how they're done. So I've recently been made aware in the comments to my last video that there's a new, well, to me at least new, emulator called B2, and this has the usual things like save state, load state, but also in that it's got some kind of replay functionality. I'll demo that in just a bit. That's why the Repton Around the World screen is up here. I've been using it for the playthroughs of my levels that I've just released, and so then you'll just so that people know that that's what I'm using for that. You'll be able to tell whenever I use it because there's a little box that appears in the lower left corner, which shows whenever there's disk activity for one, and whenever you're actually doing a replay. It's going to be slightly cropped out of the video I've got here because of the way I've framed it, so that you can see that the gameplay more than anything else really. But you'll notice it in the bottom corner, just so you know I'm doing that. So as a demonstration here, then. This has a thing over here called a timeline, and you can see on here there's various things here. I don't know how well I can select things here. You can see a little cursor probably pop up in the top boxes of these different things to show. This is like the original state when you load up the emulator. This is a save state I made just a moment ago, and this is the live state over here. I don't know if you can see that indicated very well there, but there we go. So what if I go back to here and I push the load state button? I've put them to buttons, so it's just easier to do it. So it's a load state here. You can see now I can control Repton here, and then if I say, oh no, I didn't want to do that, go back and like do something else. And so I can go all the way around here, and up and across. I don't need to navigate exactly what I'm doing here. Then if I suddenly want to save here, I can save here, and you can probably see the thing that pops up on the screen there saying save state. And then, oh dear, I accidentally made a mistake. Well, what I can do is just go back to that and start, picking up some of the things again. So far, like a usual functionality, but as I said, there's something else to it. And then if I save here again, and I'm like, oh no, I've gone and hit that again. And then I can go, no, I didn't hit that, I just dodged it, and so on and so forth. And I can get the key and think, oh no, I didn't actually mean to get the key there, so I can go back to my previous state there, and then kind of like avoid getting the key or whatever, and then save again, go back to here, save again, why not? And then if I go to the timeline thing here, and I click replay on here, and go back to the display thing, it'll show the good parts of what I just did. So obviously I'm coming around here, nothing much different there. And then what happens here? Oh, I don't run into the gallows there, and I just carry on collecting a few hamburgers, and ooh, I don't run into the gallows again, and I don't collect the key or gun as it is. So you can see there that there's it saves like the best route through because of this timeline here, and it's at the moment it's kind of a little bit awkward to scroll around. I'm not quite sure. There's possibly some keys to scroll around this, but I haven't found them out yet. And pushing arrows or doing like the scroll thing on the keyboard or clicking and dragging doesn't work to scroll it around. The only thing I think I've found out is like pulling it out of its little thing here and then kind of like just dragging it along here. Maybe I'm missing something here. So you can see the later save state and you think, oh no, I didn't want that one, delete that one, or whatever. You can kind of do things like that, or you can just dock it. I think this is how you do that. There you go. I don't like them that way around. No, this is I can mess about with this in my own time, but anyway, that's just a demonstration of how the actual thing works. And then I did a little playthrough of Killer Gorilla 2, so let's have a look at that. And you can see it's starting from the screen, so I push replay, and it starts replaying from the start here. You can see the little playback thing in the bottom there saying drive 0 is loading, and it will show the replay thing that's going on there. I haven't got audio working because I haven't sorted out how to work that, because on a Mac it's a bit more awkward. But yeah, this is maybe slightly reminiscent of a game you might have seen possibly before, as Killer Gorilla. The first one was possibly a little bit reminiscent of what you've seen before. And yeah, as I said, I'm using the save states and stuff like this and the replay function, so this is kind of a perfect run through, but not too perfect. But the things aren't too perfect for demonstration purposes. So the not Mario character takes away the not Donkey Kong character from the not Donkey Kong Jr. character. They're all Killer Gorilla, and I don't know what they actually call the younger Killer Gorilla character, but possibly Killer Gorilla Jr. or something like that. So these first few stages, they take a bit of practice to get things right. If I'd sat down and did after, I could probably do the first, second, and third stages fairly well. This one, the little sparky things that are falling down, after they've fallen off the screen, they don't seem to reappear again, which is kind of odd. But then once you complete the set levels, it goes back to the first level and does like an extra things with more enemies and things like that. So it's possibly in that where you get more spark things falling from the top then. But this first one is just jump over the things that are going round and round those platforms there. So we get onto the last level, and what we have to do is push these keys up into those locks at the top there. And what I'm doing, the first thing is what you might naturally try to do to start off, is just to push them up one by one. I'm demonstrating here that you can do it, nudge them two at a time, but there's a little bit of glitchiness with it. It doesn't quite work as smoothly as you'd want it to. But yeah, and you can go through the keys as well, which obviously doesn't help things. You can see, this is a bit tricky, but you could get around them. But if you look at the timer in the top, you've got it kind of like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, you run out of time really, really quickly. And so this is the failure, but as a demonstration. So what I did for this next one is try to do it a little bit quicker, not completely the fastest I could, but just to show that even if you try to do it, a little bit faster and a little bit smarter, you still can run into problems. So you think that's gone pretty good so far, and the time is on 37, 36, 40, 35, not too bad. And then this part gets really awkward because all the birds and everything kind of like gang up on you on this side of the screen. But anyway, you have one more thing to get. But oh no, we've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, we're going to run out of time here as well. So the last life that I'm using here shows how you kind of have to do this with pretty much no flaws whatsoever. Yeah, there'll be a few little hiccups here and there, but yeah, you have to go through with almost no flaws, just so that you can get the thing done in the time that you're given. And as I said, this if I'd actually had to do this myself without the functionality of the emulator that I have, this would have, I possibly actually would have just given up on it. Just to be quite honest, it's like, it's supposed to be like really hard and really awkward, because you look at this, you got the muncher thing, you've got the birds, and every time you try to push it up, there's something preventing you from doing so. Yeah, and 7 whatever time units left on or 700 time units left on the clock, but that goes down fast. Anyway, little Killer Gorilla takes away big Killer Gorilla, and not Mario gets socked and punched into the scaffolding on the side. And we start again from the first stage, but it's got possibly more enemies, possibly more this and that, possibly faster, possibly less time, kind of thing. I haven't really looked at it too much, but yeah, this could be whatever I'm trying to say. I don't know, but anyway, that's a demonstration of the the emulator B2, and that's a demonstration of Killer Gorilla as well. So I'll see you next time.